Hi, this is Richard Barrett for Guitarist magazine, and I'm here to show you the Magneto Eric Gales model. Its official name is the Magneto U1 RD3. So, what do we have? You can see that it's a Strat type guitar. It has lots of details though that have come straight from Eric and his own personal stage guitars. This is the Chinese version, but a great deal of care has gone into this, as I shall detail as we go on. So, starting with the very basics, we have a slab sawn roasted maple neck with an East Indian rosewood board. This is narrow jumbo frets, we're calling them, and a 12-inch radius, so that's very un-Fender. That's much more your Gibson school of thought. That is bolted via a very carefully sculpted joint to a two-piece basswood body. Now, if I just lift this up, I can show you that there is a very careful sculpt underneath there that will help you get to the high frets. I will say that if you want to play a lot on the high frets, then you might choose to remove the extra strap button there. That's Eric's own specification because obviously he plays the guitars as a left hand. So he has the strap attached there because that works for him. So moving on from that, we have, as you can see, the very fancy gold finish mirror scratch plate and master volume and tone, 5-way selector and the 3 single coil pickups. So I'm going to go back to this master volume and tone. Under here you have 2 500k alpha pots. They're the mini pots. They're quite high quality pots. 500k is an unusual choice for this kind of guitar, but what it allows is for a certain extra brightness. I won't say more trebly because it's way more subtle than that, but there is an extra ultra high end that comes through from these single coil pickups. I'll demonstrate that briefly now. On the bridge there. And you really notice it on those in-between settings. I will do some more playing in a minute, but I just wanted to make that point and demonstrate. Of course, when you have that kind of arrangement, then kicking in a boost or an overdrive, you may think that it's going to become much more trebly. I'm not necessarily in agreement with that, though you can always bump the volume control down very slightly or use the tone control just to take a little bit of the sheen off, which is the work of a moment. Moving on to the pickups, these are custom made for this guitar. They're called the EG1. And you actually have a different spec unit for bridge, middle and neck. So the bridge unit is around about 6.5k, then coming down slightly for the middle and slightly more for the neck, as you would expect to get a balanced output. I believe they're Alnico 5 magnets. So let's have a listen to some sounds. I'm plugged into the studio's Vox AC15 and I have my modified super overdrive pedal here so that I can show you what it sounds like with a bit of drive on it. Let's start with the bridge. We heard a bit of that earlier. Everything wide open. Then bridge and middle. Middle. Middle and neck. And neck. I should point out that the vibrato comes as stock, set flat against the body. There are 3 springs, but it takes a little bit of force to push that down. Easy to set up however you want. I also should mention, because I didn't earlier, that there's a full-size steel block in there as well. So that's another high-quality component. Maybe it's time to hit the drive pedal. Why don't I take off a little bit of that high end with the tone control? Just about 10%. I was just rolling the tone a little bit backwards and forwards so you can hear some of the many possibilities. I mean, this is definitely a guitar where it pays to use the controls and get to know them. So that pretty much sums it up, except to say that this guitar with a gig bag retails for £849 UK pounds, and definitely that's pretty good value when you look at the amount of thought that has gone into it. Now, I've made a demo piece that attempts to showcase some of the versatility of this guitar, and I hope you enjoy it.